The ending of GT left a lot of things unanswered, and that is the opening to Dragon Ball EX. Dragon Ball EX is a story about what happened after GT, and it gives the series a completely different ending. This is 20 chapters long, and I am going through all of it, but if you want to read it for yourself, the link will be down below. This should go without saying, but since we're dealing with GT, for the next few minutes erase everything you know about Dragon Ball Super. Goku has disappeared from the Earth and is gone with Shenron. We get to know more about what happens to Goku later, but for right now, everyone is at his house. After the death of Omega Shenron, cities from around the world are still getting rebuilt, and so what we have is Vegeta desperately wanting to go and train. However, this time he doesn't want to go alone, so he asks Trunks and Gohan, but they're both going to stay back and help rebuild Earth. That leaves Vegeta with one last choice. He walks up to Goten a few minutes later and tells him to meet up at Capsule Corp. The next day rolls around, and Goten is thinking how he could possibly keep up with Vegeta's training. They head off to this abandoned planet, and the most we know right now is that they will be there for 1 year. Goku has become a god. Shenron took him to a place where he meets this lizard creature, and his name is Frugo. Frugo actually turns Goku back into an adult, and he is in this place known as the Divine World, which can only be described as a place for beings who have transcended the normal world. While Goku gets established in his new role, 12 months have passed since Vegeta and Goten went to train. Vegeta has become a Super Saiyan 3, and it's the same with Goten. A nice touch is that since it's been a whole year, Vegeta's hair has grown back to what it normally is, and Goten looks like he did at the end of Z. It then cuts back to Goku, and instead of him training, he is meditating. All of a sudden, something comes over him, his arms are on the top of his head, and his eyes change. And before anyone goes Goku Black 2.0, this story was created in 2009, and so the idea of a corrupt Goku was never seen before. Everything will get explained as the story goes on, but basically while he was meditating, someone fused with him, and whoever fused with him wants to get rid of the Dragon Balls. So right now Goku's in two minds, but the stronger of the two minds is the one in control. Right now this new Goku is trying his best to figure out how to use the instant transmission. He's searching for the highest battle power from around the universe, and by total accident he runs into Vegeta and Goten. Not much comes from this, but Goku does get a sucker punch in on Goten, but as soon as he does, he picks up on where he really needs to go. He arrives on New Namek, and as you would guess, all the Namekians are happy to see the guy who killed Frieza. However, as soon as he arrived, he destroys the planet, and all the Namekians are now gone. Except one. Dende had a feeling that something like this would happen, and to make sure he kills every Namekian capable of creating Dragon Balls, Goku kills Dende. Gohan was the first person to sense the immediate danger, and while in his business suit, he takes off to find his father. Goku meets him halfway, and Gohan can tell this isn't his father. They begin to fight, with Goku transforming into a Super Saiyan 4. However, surprisingly, Gohan is not the least bit impressed. This being who has fused with Goku's body doesn't have full control over it yet, and so right now, he is on the same level as Gohan. Their fight goes on for a while, and they are going blow for blow. It then cuts to a scene of Krillin and Master Roshi seeing what's happening on the television, and Roshi knows something about what's going on. He begins to tell a story passed down to him by Master Mutaito about the first men to have discovered ki control, and some of them had mystical powers like the ability to see the future. A lot of them went crazy prophesizing how the world would end, and a lot of it comes back to what is happening now with Goku. This was the prophesized end of the world. Goku and Gohan have beaten themselves down to the point where whoever gets the next shot will win. However, Goku pulls out a sensu bean from underneath his belt, and just like that, he's back at full power. Gohan is getting beaten down, and to save some time, Trunks arrives, but almost instantly, he is killed. This is where a lot of the other characters start to step in. Piccolo and 17 arrive, along with the powered up Vegeta and Goten. Goku and Vegeta begin to fight as Super Saiyan 4s, and Goku is winning until he mentions what happens to Trunks. Vegeta is pissed and transforms into a red-skinned, white-haired warrior. They don't outright say that this is Super Saiyan 5, but it is. People from around the world can feel this power, and Vegeta is dominating Goku in this form. However, after Vegeta beats him down, he lets him eat another sensu bean, and that gives Goku enough power to transform himself. Vegeta realizes that he is completely messed up, and so he forms a strategy with Goten. They are going to cut off Goku's tail. Long story short, it doesn't work, and they both end up getting knocked out. But this is where the story changes. The last hope for the Earth is He walks up to his old master, who is now Super Saiyan 5, and their fight begins. After a while, Goku picks up on the fact that Oob is not a single person. He feels a magic inside of him and assumes that it's another Namekian. So what happens is he separates Majin Buu and Oob, and the next scene we get is probably the greatest thing I've ever seen. It flashes back to Goku and Oob's first training session. It shows Goku teaching Oob how to use ki, how to split a rock, and eventually he enters the Otherworld tournament where he's going up against Pikkon, and to no surprise, he wins. This flashback wasn't that important to the actual story being told, but it was a really nice touch. Now that Oob is separate with Majin Buu, his only option is to use the Kaioken, and he uses the Kaioken so much to the point where as he's about to land on the ground, as soon as his foot touches the ground, he breaks his leg. And so as Goku is talking to him, out of nowhere, Android 17, who is still there spectating, comes undetected and slices his tail. This takes away his Super Saiyan 5 power, and at the same time, it gives normal Goku some control over his body. Goku only has a short time, so he gives Oob the final Senzu Bean and tells him to completely destroy his body. Oob is the only one powerful enough to do it, but he really doesn't want to. And so he lies to Oob and says once he dies, Oob can visit him in Otherworld. However, since Goku transcended into an actual god, once he dies, he will no longer exist. Goku says that the being who fused with him has an even greater plan than getting rid of just the Earth and Namekian Dragon Balls. So Oob fires out a Kamehameha, and sure enough, Goku is gone. Like always, he died with a smile, but that's it. Goku is gone, and now so is the threat. Oob starts using instant transmission to try and find where Goku's body is, but he can't. Goku isn't just dead, he's gone. Oob is flying around Snake Way trying to find any trace of Goku, but the page just goes blank. It gets revealed that when Goku was with Shenron, he made an agreement that the only way to save the world from any more harm was for him to disappear. And that's where the story ends. And I really like this ending because it's very reminiscent of the Cell games. It really drives home that as long as Goku is alive, there will always be some kind of threat and some kind of attack. Having him transcend into a god and die, I don't know, I like the concept. Let me know what you think. I feel like this could be a controversial story because of the Super Saiyan 5 aspect, but the artwork looks identical to the original, and again, I'll leave a link down below, but I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next Dragon Ball video.